Um, Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm doing a next video in the series playlist Inhumanity in Islam. And until now, we have seen cruelty towards babies, towards children, towards women, towards the old, towards the animals, towards the environment, and then torture, and then apostasy, and now slavery. So, I would like to share with you, and we will follow the same pattern. First, I'll show you the verses from Quran and Hadith, and then we will see whether actually Muhammad committed slavery or not. Muhammad um, advanced slavery or not. So let us begin, and I'll share with you. So we all know from the past several videos we have seen that Muhammad used to raid at night with his gang. And if you read Sirat or Sira, which is the biography of Muhammad, you can see in detail that Muhammad committed around 27 raids. And apologetics say that he was attacked, but he was never attacked. It was he who carried out these raids himself. And then he would capture all the women. And by the meaning of capture means that they are slaves. How do we know that? Is there is a book called Reliance of the Traveler, Utmad al Salik, and its ninth or 13th verse. According to Sharia, when a kafir child, kafir means a non believer, child or woman is taken, and remember, this is Sharia law. The Sharia law is practiced even today, and most of the Islamic countries they follow Sharia. And according to this Islamic law Sharia, when a non believer child or woman is taken captive by Muslims, they become slaves by the mere fact of their capture. A captured woman's previous marriage is immediately annulled. So here we see two things, that as soon as you capture a woman, a non believer woman or a child, it means that they have become your slave. That's one fact. And the second fact is, if the captured woman is a married woman, then her marriage was nullified. That means you can rape her, not considering that she's already married and her husband is with her. Now let's see this Quran 33:50. O Prophet, lo, we have made lawful unto thee thy wives, unto whom thou hast paid their dowries, and those whom thy right hand possesseth, of those whom Allah hath given thee as spoils of war, and the daughters of thine uncle on the father side, and the daughters of thy aunts on the father side, and the daughters of thine uncle on the mother side, and the daughters of thine aunts on the mother's side, who emigrated with thee, and a believing woman, if she gives herself unto the prophet, and the prophet desire to ask her in marriage, a privilege for thee only, and not for the rest of believers. We are aware of that which we enjoined upon them concerning their wives and those whom their right hand possess, that thou mayest be free from blame, for Allah is ever forgiving, merciful. So, what this verse is telling is meant several things. First of all, Muhammad over here is saying that Allah has made this lawful. What is lawful? Not only your wives, for whom you have paid dowries. So, your wives are lawful to you, and what your right hand possess means the captives, the captive women and children who are the spoils of war, they are your right hand possess. So you can have sex with them anytime you want, because you can have sex with your wife anytime you want, and you can have sex with these, or rape rather, because who would call this as sex? It would be rape. So you can rape these captured women and children anytime you want, because it has been made lawful to you. And then all the daughters means all your cousins from your father's side and all the cousins from your mother's side, they are also lawful to you, which means that you can marry these cousins of yours, um, either from father's side or mother's side. So all here, Muhammad is saying that Allah has made, that means he himself has actually made, because there is no Allah. That is Muhammad's way of convincing others by naming it everything, whatever he wanted, in the name of Allah, so that people are more believing and they follow. If he said that it's Muhammad who is saying that, then people will say, "Oh, he's also a man. Why should we follow him?" Just so that he had made something divine, so that people can follow that divine thing. So according to Muhammad, Allah has made this provision for a man to have maximum amount of sex possible and enjoyment possible. So he has made him lawful all his wives anytime he can have sex with them. He has made him lawful all his all the women from his father's side and his mother's side, who are a man's cousins. So you can have sex with any of those women. Plus, you can have sex with obviously all the spoils of war, which are these captured men and captured women and children. So this is the extent of what is lawful to you. And so here, this verse is just saying that this is the maximum extent of what is lawful to you. And here we see that the slaves do not have any right. They are, their mere capture means that they are slaves, even the children. For lifetime, there is no term written here that from this date to this date, or from for 1 year they will be, they are bonded for life. And this man whom who possesses them, who has the slaves who have come into his share, he can have sex with them anytime he pleases. He can rape them anytime he pleases, and he can take out any work from them anytime he pleases. So let's see Quran 23 and verses 5 and 6. So the fifth verse says, uh, okay, this is Sahih International, not Quran, and it is chapter 23 and verse 5. Well, no, sorry, this is Quran. This is Quran chapter 23 and verse 5. Those who guard their chastity, means those who guard their private parts, except with their wives or those bond women in their possession, for then they are free from blame. So he's over here, this verse is just saying that, again, it is repeating the same thing, that the wives with with whom you can have sex anytime you want, and your bond women in your possession you can have anytime you want, you are free from blame. That means that you will not be count, it won't be counted as adultery if you're having rape with, if you're raping these bond women in your possession. If you're having sex with your wives or the bond women, but only the young girls, if you have, who guard their chastity, you are to blame, but not your wives or the bond women. Now let's see Quran chapter 4 and 24th verse. Here it says, and all married women are forbidden unto you. So here this verse is telling all Muslims that you cannot have sex with other married women, save those captives, except for those captives whom your right hand possess. So if a captive has come in your share, even if she is married, you can have her. You cannot have in general married women, but if they are slaves and are married, then you can have them. It is a decree of Allah for you, and this is what Allah has told you, has provided you. Lawful unto you are all beyond those mentioned, so that ye seek them with your wealth in honest wedlock, not debauchery, and those whom ye seek content by marrying them. Give unto them their portion as duty, and there is no sin for you in what ye do by mutual consent after the duty hath been done. Lo, Allah is ever knower wise. So all this verse is saying is all married women are prohibited for you. And then it's also saying you can marry anybody you want. If you want, you can marry them and give them their portion, which is called meher. You can give that as your duty, and there'll be no sin for you. And you can have those captive, even if they are married, you can have them. That is given to you. Other than these people, the married people are forbidden for you. The young girls are forbidden for you who are Muslims. But if they are captives, then they are, even if they are married, it doesn't mean anything. Their marriage is null and void, and that you can have them. Now let's go and see one case in Sunan Abu Dawud 2155. Abu Sa'id al Khudri said, the Apostle of Allah sent a military expedition to Avtas on the occasion of the Battle of Hunain. They met their enemy and fought with them. They defeated them and took them captives. Some of the companions of Apostle of Allah were reluctant to have intercourse with the female captives in the presence of their husbands who were unbelievers. So Allah the Exalted sent down the Quranic verse, and all married women are forbidden unto you, save those captives whom your right hand possess. This is to say that they are lawful for them when they are complete their waiting period. So now let's this Sunan Abu Dawud 2155, in this Abu al Khudri, he's saying that Muhammad, he had sent a military raid to Autas. So where they met their enemy, and here they defeated the enemy and took them captives. And you know, when they take somebody captive, then they can have sex with them. But the companions who were accompanying this Muhammad, they were like little reluctant. They felt hesitated because these captured women were along with their husbands. So how could they have intercourse with these female captives when they were present along with their husbands, who were also non-believers like them? So here Muhammad is very joyfully trying to elevate sexual slavery by saying that all married women are forbidden until you who have other than those captives whom your right hand possess. So Muhammad tried to tell them that never mind if they are married and never mind if their husbands are present. Actually, they killed the husbands, and then they had raped their married wives. So Muhammad has, these people had some conscience in them that they were reluctant to have sex with these women who were married, but Muhammad tried to remove their hesitancy by uh, hesitation. Sorry, Muhammad tried to remove their hesitation by telling them that no, no, go ahead and have sex with all these married women also, because their marriage doesn't mean anything. So when Muhammad banned alcohol, but he did not ban sexual slavery. On the contrary, even those people who are reluctant to have these female captives, if they were married, Muhammad is trying to remove their hesitation by telling them it was normal, it was okay to, he a verse came upon him. As usual, verses come upon Muhammad when and where he desires, he has sexual desires, or whenever he needs. Immediately the verse comes, and he said that, yeah, you can have these captives whom your right hand possess. So after they complete their waiting period, which is, that once you have the captive, you should wait for one menstrual cycle, because they want to make sure that these captives were not pregnant. So here your here all marriage doesn't mean anything. Of if you're a non-believer, your marriage also will not stop them from raping you. Let's see Quran chapter 2 and verse 178. It says, O ye who believe, retaliation is prescribed for you in the matter of the murdered, the free man for the free man, and the slave for the slave, and the female for the female, and for him who is forgiven somewhat by his injured brother. Prosecution according to usage, and payment unto him in kindness. This is an alleviation and a mercy from your Lord. He who transgresseth after this will have a painful doom. So here they are saying in this verse that retaliation is prescribed from them. That means that a tooth for a tooth, and an eye for an eye, whatever they say, but actually they don't do this. If somebody else does the same thing to them, they don't do tooth for a tooth, but they hammer the whole body and amputate in exchange for a tooth. You know, their retaliation is much more higher and brutal than they say, tooth for a tooth. So retaliation, he's saying, is okay. That is prescribed for you. So it is mentioned here that you have to take a revenge in the matter of the murdered, and how you should take a free man for the free man, and a slave for a slave, and the female for the female, and for him who is forgiven. So these are properties, like slave is a property, female is a property. You can say, okay, you have taken this possession of mine, I will exchange will be taken one on one basis. And for him who is forgiven somewhat by his injured brother, prosecution according to usage, and payment unto him in kindness. So suppose you are injured, uh, if you are forgiven by your injured brother, then you see the usage and payment. So be kind if he is your brother, but if he is not your brother, then revenge, take take as much revenge as you want, and not beyond that. So this verse is mainly saying that revenge is prescribed for you, and if he is your brother, then you pay in kindness. Otherwise, it's one on one basis. And then after, not only they rape the captured women, but after they had their fill and she was gang raped by many, then they sold these slaves for money. In Sunan Ibn Majah 2517, it is book 19 and Hadith 6. It says, Jabir bin Abdullah was heard to say, we used to sell our slave women and the mothers of our children, Umahat Awal Dina, when the Prophet was still living among us, and we did not see anything wrong with that. So in this Sahih Darussalam, Ibn Majah, it's saying that Jabir bin Abdullah was saying that he was narrating that they used to sell the women, and with these women they also had children, but that did not stop them. They sold them despite the fact that they bore children with these women, and Muhammad was living amongst them, and he did not say anything is wrong with that. He never objected. And we see from the previous verses that he even stopped people who were hesitating to have sex with married women, and he removed their hesitation and said that yes, you can go ahead and have sex with these married captives. So over here he's saying that even when they bore children from these men, they would not, a normal person would think, oh, she is the mother of my child, I should not do anything wrong with her, or I should not sell her. But that feeling for these monsters, that that normal human feeling is not there. They would sell these mothers of their children without um, any remorse, or they just wanted the money, so they would sell them despite the fact that they were the mothers of their children. So I stopped this streaming now, and I have shown you enough proof from Quran and Hadith that they would capture any woman, and by capture means that they are slave. Even if your child, that doesn't stop these monsters from making you a slave. And if you are married also, there is no shame in their eye, and if they have some shame, they will just kill the man. And after having sex with them, after raping them, and even after having babies with them, they would still sell these women. And Muhammad never stopped them. On the contrary, he encouraged them. He wanted to please his men in every possible way and provide him with all kinds of women so that they obey him and commit more raids and bring more booty in terms of money and women to Muhammad, who had a one-fifth share of everything. And for him, every woman was allowed. So we know that from Muhammad, I will tell you that Muhammad had 14 wives and he had six concubines, unofficial. Unofficial, there are thousands that he would rape and sell. But and another thing about Muhammad was that he used to pick the most beautiful one for himself. There is also an incident when one girl called Joveria was taken by another man, and then Muhammad. Somebody informed Muhammad that she is beautiful and you are the one who should have it. He ordered that man to release Joveria and that Muhammad could marry her. And finally he did. And so we see that, or let me give you the names of the sexual sex slaves. And these slaves Muhammad never married. These were sex slaves that he kept. I can tell you that Muhammad had 14 wives, and his wives were Khadija bint Khalid, Sauda bint Zama, Aisha bint Abu Bakr, Hafsa bint Umar, Zainab bint Khuzaima, Hind bint Ami Umayya. When I say bint, means the father's name afterwards. Zainab bint Jash, Zuwairiya bint Al Harith, Ramla bint Abi Sufyan, Rehana bint Zaid, Safia bint Huwairi, Maimuna bint Harith, and Maria al Kiptiya. Okay, and now his concubines were Rehana, Sharik, Maimuna, Zainab, another Zainab, not Zaid's wife, and Khala. So these were his other sexual slaves. So we see that Muhammad kept several sexual slaves. He never married them. He also had a child with um, Maria Kiptiya. Anyways, so in this stream, I just wanted to show you the monstrous face of these Muhammad, and that he banned alcohol, but he did not ban sexual slavery because it benefited him. It brought him women, different kinds with whom he could have sex, plus he could sell them afterwards. Not to mention take out maid work from them also, and bear children and increase his gang. So there are numerous benefits. At least four of these benefits I mentioned you. So Muhammad never could not ban sexual slavery at all because it benefited him. uh, I hope you like, share, and subscribe my videos. And please, to support me, you should pass on this information to at least two more people. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.